All right, this is No Excuses with Michael DiLeonardo. I'm your host, RJ Roger. This is a very with proud Michael show. DiLeonardo. I'm your host. 1 second, gentlemen. Okay, there we go. So this is a proud show for us. We're celebrating, as you can see behind us, that we're celebrating our 1 year anniversary of the show. Now, our official 1 year is actually July 28th, but this is the only time I could coordinate with Michael to be able to get together. So we're going to celebrate a little early, but we're celebrating as if it's July 28th. So glad to have everyone with us. Michael, can you push that chair out of the way for me?
Well, why don't you sit on my right? Why sit on my left?
That's a good
question.
question.
I think you sit on my right. You're my left hand or my right hand? What's that? You're my right hand guy or my left hand guy?
I'm your left hand guy. Your right hand guy couldn't make it today.
Good thing we got both hands, you know.
So guys, we are. Let's see. So we have a big show planned. We are going to give away some prizes. We have with us Mikey Jr. has joined the show with us today. So this is a very proud moment for us that all of us get together and celebrate our 1 year, all of us together. Everybody on this show plays an equal role. We all contribute in our own way. A lot of the behind the scenes stuff. If you guys don't see Junior on the screen, he's doing stuff behind the scenes, a lot of our social media stuff. He usually keeps us updated on what's going on in the genre. You know, he's really good at a lot of the back end stuff. Gives us a lot of good feedback. So whatever comes out of the show, we're all strategizing together. What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on? Pleasure to see you guys.
Yeah.
A little surprise. Hey, everybody.
Yeah. So we'll take questions from everybody. We have a bunch of stuff we want to give out. So we have a bunch of photographs. Michael's going to sign them on air. We'll mail them out to you. So we'll pick maybe a dozen or so people at random that you'll get an autographed photo of Michael. We have aprons that we're going to sign, and we'll ship out some aprons. And we'll also take some questions from everybody. And we'll also discuss the most recent release that we put out. We got so many questions on the last 2 releases, and this is our first live since then. So I took some of the better questions out of the comment section. I'll have Michael answer those. But Michael, let me ask you first. We can do a celebratory toast.
Yeah,
I'm going to have you do the toast. And also, I'm going to have you tell me what's your as you reflect on the whole year, this whole experience of being on here. And so maybe you can tell us a little bit about what this last year has meant to you or done for you, and then we can conclude it with a toast, if you would like.
This guy's just supposed to keep putting the pressure on. Well, let's have a drink to the 3 of us and everybody out there that made this possible. Of course, without you guys, tongue-in-cheek saying, we would not be here. We wouldn't have a platform to stand on. So congratulations to all our Patreon and our YouTube members that have supported us. Good health to everyone. Good health, Michael, RJ.
Good job,
Thank you.
Well, we just started out as initiative by my son Michael to get to RJ and them two collaborating to get me to do this. Several reasons. One of some of the things that I heard out there that I really didn't like was part of a motivation for me. The other thing is RJ said, if Michael, you don't tell your story, somebody else is, and it's not going to be the right way. It's not going to come out right. So it might as well come from your mouth. You're out there, say it. Let's make record. Let's make history. So, and that's what we did. What I found out is the overwhelming support from around the world. I was really astonished by that. And which astonished me even further was the people I knew my whole life, or people knew me throughout my life, that behind the scenes came out to support us. And that means a lot. The fact that somebody could still have faith and trust in you and support you means a real lot. A lot of them would come up front Some of them have come on here. Some are willing to come on here. And there's others that I understand can't show their face. But their voice is strong enough for me to keep me motivated. And especially with these two gentlemen here. It means a lot. And I got a great reward out of it because I think I was always about history. I love history. All kinds of history. Because that's how you learn. You learn from history. And you hopefully that you could, whatever you learned in history, you could pass on to others and instill in yourself. So with that being said, why should somebody else or others have an opinion of history when I have something in my head that I'll lead to the world? I'll give it out to the world, and then the world can decide who's telling the truth. So this is what it's about. It's about preserving some memories and facts in this life that I led before. And I think it's important to a lot of people, especially the families of people that have lost loved ones, that to know that the people that died, the pains I'll give on them, why they died and how they died, was not right for most. Death is death. The penalty is too severe. So the reward that I'm getting of this, from this, is extraordinary, because people are believing in us. And my message, RJ's message, and Mikey's message is getting out there. And that's important to all of us, I believe. I think I can speak for the three of us. That being said, cheers again. Salud.
Salud.
Junior, what are your thoughts after reflecting on a year? What do you think?
I think it's been pretty much a success. I have mixed feelings on it. I go back and forth.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I know we talked about it a couple of times. It's good and bad in it. Doing it, I knew certain things would go a certain way, because once you cross a line, that's it. But we made a lot of friendships, right?
Right.
Met a lot of people. That was a surprise to me. That I didn't expect. And I know you always say that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of the most rewarding thing, I guess, out of it. But like you said, we're getting our message out there. We used to have conversations about all this stuff, and now we're speaking to thousands of people. So it's interesting to see, what was our thoughts or his thoughts, and now the reception you get, and it's overwhelmingly positive, I think.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
for sure.
So it's just our opinion. A lot of people agree, some don't agree, but I think we're making a movement.
Yeah.
I think we affected certain things. We changed certain things.
Oh, for sure.
Had a dent. We dented it a little
For
bit.
sure. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Just my overall opinion, I'm very proud of the show. I was in this genre for 1 year. Actually, Michael was in my concluding show on Black Handprint, my last live I did on there. I didn't really know how this whole thing was going to turn out. I was optimistic. Before I met Michael, I read a lot about him, knew his whole life story, which is how we ended up meeting. I made two shows about him, and then we ended up meeting. And I always thought he had the most interesting story, the most untold story. He was around for a lot, goes back a long way in the history of Cosa Nostra. So I was super excited to do the show. If I wasn't, I would have never left Black Handprint to do this show. I think we did fantastic, considering we did it ourselves, which I'm most proud of. We didn't do anything for clickbait in the sense of like doing cheesy things just to get our name out there. We always told the truth. Anything that we did truth was always, in fact, was most important. We didn't go on some tour, sitting down just anywhere. We built it up ourselves. We did it hand in glove, strategizing between the three of us. And I'm really proud of the show. We did millions of views. We're nearing 18,000 subscribers within the first year. And the audience seems to really be appreciative of what we're doing. So I'm really grateful for it myself. So it's been an honor working with you guys. I really enjoy everything that we're doing, and I'm looking forward to what comes in year 2. So
you never know.
Yeah. So thank you, gentlemen.
Again,
Yes, absolutely.
Salud.
This is the most I got Michael to drink in the last two days. All right, so guys, Anybody that would like to be considered for a photograph with a signature, type into the comment section with how you would like the picture to be addressed as far as your name. So if you would like it to be, I don't care what your name on here is, but I say your real name is Michael, you just say to Michael. That's all you got to put, to and whatever you want it to be. And I'm going to pick some people at random. Michael's going to sign it on air. I see those photos right there. So we have a few different versions of different photos. Some of myself and Michael. We got some of all three of us. We got some that came out bad. I'm not sure if we'll use these ones or not, but we got some various different photos. And the reason I decided to give out photos with Michael's signature is because we get so many requests for that. So I figured, you know what? It's the 1 year. Let me have Michael sign some photos and we send them out. So yes. So all you got to do is put to and whatever you would like it addressed to, and I will pick some names at random. And also, we got a ton of aprons that we had designed when we did a cooking show. So we designed aprons with our logo on them. So we'll also have Michael sign some aprons, and just same thing. We'll ship them out to you. All you will have to do at the conclusion of the show is you have to email the show your name, and you have to email the show your mailing address.
Sure.
And then we'll get it in the mail to you guys. All right. So you guys can start doing that. And towards the end of the show, I will. Got a bunch of people already. Okay. So Michael, I want to talk with you about some of the questions that came in. As far as I want to discuss a video that we watched together. Also, Joe the Cat.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to start with questions, or you want to start with Joe the Cat? What's your preferred way of starting?
Let's start with some questions.
Let's start with some questions. All right. So, of the last two shows that we came out, they were a little bit similar. So we're going to talk about some of the last two releases on YouTube, as far as things surrounding the Paul Castellano hit. So my first question, Michael, from one of the viewers: did Carlo know that Neil was dying of cancer in advance? And the reason that this person's asking is because they want to know, why did he pick Neil? Why didn't he pick Neil as boss? Is the only reason he wouldn't have picked Neil is because he knew he was sick and he was dying.
No. Neil did not have cancer when Carlo died, mid-70s. Why would he pick Paul? That's simple. They're related. He stayed with the Sicilians. Faction goes all the way back to the beginnings of this country. Castellanos, Gambinos, Inzerillos, Riccobones, Biondos. You can keep naming names. It goes all the way back. So they kept it tight. They kept it close, just like the old school and then those paeses in those towns in Sicily.
About how much money was John Gotti making as a soldier and then a captain and finally boss? I noticed people always care about how much people were making. That's interesting.
For risk reward, maybe? Is it worth it? Something like that. You really can't say how much a guy makes, especially a street guy with no business, that don't have no legitimate business to gauge or have a barometer on what he may be earning. Very hard. When John was associating a street guy, maybe he wasn't doing what he was supposed to, make as much as he should. He had no enterprise. Whatever they went into hijacking, maybe this smell of drugs with Angelo and Angelo's brother, et al. Maybe he's getting some money from there. But as far as everything else, John wasn't really making money at the time.
You know, you talked about before how John was one of the guys. A lot of times when a guy became boss, he was already well established.
Right.
That was interesting. Now, I always wanted to ask someone this, someone like yourself. Do you think that helped? It's beneficial for a boss not to come into it once he gets there, rather than coming in that way? Does it give him a better appreciation for the lower level guys, the guys who don't have no money? We heard on tape when he was mad that people were on welfare, the guys were broke. He talked about how, you know, we read in the wiretaps, like, all these, you got 2 or 3 guys that have everything and no one else has nothing. Was that sincere for him? Did he really care that other people weren't eating?
Oh yeah, he lived that. He's seen it. He's seen the opulence, the excess that a lot of these captains and bosses had. Look at Joe Gallo from Columbus. One of the gripes with the Pafacci's was super rich, in power for very long, since the beginnings. And it took a toll on the soldiers that they weren't making what they should be making. And maybe the bosses were a little too greedy, taking a little bit too much of a percentage from their guys, or demanding a little too much. And that's been a problem since the history of time with different people. Not everybody, it's not across the board. So to answer your question, yeah, John came out of the street. John came from no money, like I said earlier. So when he got to this position, he looked at his troops and seeing the guys that were fighting in the street. Let's say we'll call them, for lack of a better term, the junkyard dogs, instead of the poodles, the standard poodles that were in the house. As far as money, I'm not calling anybody soft or hard or whatever, just that that's what it was. So these people that had nothing, John was somebody to look up to, because he came from the street. He wasn't a white towel man. He wasn't there. He didn't come from lineage. He came from the street. So John did not forget it, and 3 years into his reign is on tape saying it.
You know, I always want to ask you this because I see the comment a lot. So you said before, you know, John didn't care about money. John was the kind of guy who, like, it was caught on tape, I just want a good tuna sandwich or something. And people say, oh yeah, he didn't care about money, but he's walking around in $5,000 suits and blah, 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 which I understand what you mean by that. But can you explain, like, how, like, you know, wearing a good suit doesn't necessarily mean that money is your god. So,
hey, he had the chance to dress the way he wanted to dress. Why not? You have the money, dress, spend it. I believe the more money you have, the more money you should spend to stimulate the economy. But here's a guy that will look good in a polyester suit. Now he has the money, so at just shoots one 5,000 at the time though. In that era, there were probably 2,000, 2,500, maybe 3,000 for Brioni when he was around. And so why not have? The guy's a boss. The guy's an executive of a company. Why shouldn't he dress the part? He liked his clothes. Now go to his house. Did he move into a mansion? Did he stay the same place that he was? Did he stay in the neighborhood, in the trenches with the people around him? Absolutely.
That's true.
He did not change. He didn't say, I'm better, I'm moving over here. I'm going to get a grand house in Glen Cove, Long Island, or Port Jefferson, or Old Brookville, Westbury. He could have done that easily. He did not. He had his house renovated a little bit. And that was the extent. That's the term with I just want to have a good tuna fish sandwich. What he means, John liked to gamble, as we know. He had his money to gamble. He had his money in his pocket to go out, pick up checks, and have some fun. His family was well fed. Look, one of the conversations, what was he talking about with Frankie Lowe? Insurance? This guy's talking about insurance. He knows what regular street people, not only in crime, and regular people in the street have a hard time with health insurance, applicable to the boss of the Gambino family trying to cover his living. So the government say, hey, you spent X amount of dollars this year, and you're over that $65,000 that you made for the year on the books, but you spent $150,000. So this was the cover. And he said, I don't need a big life. The tuna fish sandwich is, metaphorically speaking, about his lifestyle. He wanted to live the tuna fish sandwich lifestyle. He didn't have to have lobster and steak every night.
I heard Sammy's accounts, but what's the real story of Bellotti? Was he not liked by the family?
Well, you can't paint a guy that's not like broad brush of the whole family. Should he have been made underboss? That's a whole other topic. But as far as being Paul's guy and a buffer, which Paul had him as a buffer after a while when all the cases were coming, sometimes buffers are not liked. Sometimes the guy closest to the boss isn't loved. He's not liked. There's not a person out. This is the one thing I got to explain. Cosa Nostra, like regular life, is not a personality contest. You don't go to success in any business by trying to win personality contests. You won't win. You won't win at any level. if he tried to make everybody happy all the time. Not going to happen. Tommy Bellotti was a guy they know had teeth. And next to Paul asked to bite, he would bite, like other guys that were near him. So to say he wasn't like before by some people, yeah, could be. To say that he was somebody that you couldn't trust, well, Paul trusted him. He died in the street with Paul, didn't he? They killed him because he was a guy that Paul trusted. And that's why he died with Paul. So he had loyalty to somebody. Paul liked him. So did other people like anything else? People could like you, not like you. And he could like me, he may not like me, but, you know, what does it have to do with it? You're the boss. So it's a strange argument that you can't have everybody fear you. Human beings kill what they're afraid of, whether it be an animal or a human. Well, we hear about aliens right now. Maybe we start killing aliens if they start landing.
Well, they fear Tommy if they killed him, because if they didn't fear him, they wouldn't have killed him.
That's what I'm saying. He was loyal to Paul. Paul liked him, and that whatever circle was there liked him.
And they figured he was loyal enough to Paul where
He had to
let
die.
him with. So.
Right. And Paul made a mistake. Like I said, my opinion is he made him underboss too fast. Paul's mistake was he should have made Jimmy Brown, Frankie DiCicco, or somebody else. He would have maybe had a shot. But I think the wheels are in motion with John. They've been talking this for a while. So Paul was doomed. And it wasn't the last couple of months. I think within that year, they were plotting on John. John plotting to hurt Paul.
Let's see here. Michael, do you think Cosa Nostra is still the top group when it comes to organized crime?
Well, you have other organizations around the world that are real tough. You got the Mexican cartels. You still got Colombia. You know,
Got the U.S. government.
You got the tongues, triads. You know, so yeah, I don't know. You say the top. Are they formidable in a different way? Not the propensity for violence, of course. They really stopped that. The major drug dealers not there anymore. But if you put it down as a network organizing, they're still there. They're still functioning. They're still doing well. The arrests aren't something people are going to get life or even 20 years. I mean, look at all the plea outs recently. I think a guy got 3 years, and it was like, what did I do wrong? Kill somebody. He got 3 years. He was complaining about it. Yes, they're formidable in a different way, a more smarter, lean way. Make money, have your brotherhood, have your networks, and try to keep out of jail or keep your jail time minimal. Yeah, I think they're formidable. As far as organizational, you can't compare them to the Mexican cartels. They kill indiscriminately, innocent and everything else. They're an organization by definition.
In the book, The Five Families by Salman Round, it's written that Paul was making plans to have Tommy Bellotti, Tommy Gambino, and John Gotti as a three-person panel to run the family after he was surely to be convicted in the commission case. And he also states that this was also a deciding factor on why John made his move, apparently, as he didn't like his chances being left alone with those two as well, who were very close with Paul. Is there any legitimacy to this claim?
Well, Selwyn Robb is a great historian. I respect him very much. I know Sel. I've spoken to him many times and met with him. But if John found out he was going to be part of a committee to run the family, why would he kill Paul? Who's going to kill me? Me? If he's a three-man, what'd you say? Tommy Gambino, who else?
Thomas Bellotti and John Gotti.
Yeah, why would he kill himself? He's in the committee. Why would he want to kill Paul? He's not going to. Those two guys ain't going to vote with John sitting there. Let's kill John. So I think that I know that falls flat. That's not true. Unless it's on tape, I don't believe it.
Okay. I thought it was kill or be killed for John and his crew.
Well, we discussed that in the last video. It's not true. It's not true. There's the evidence points that he was never out of the inner circle of Paul. He had his spies. He had eyes and ears around Paul. There's nothing ever said that Paul was plotting to kill John. Was it something that, look, Angelo got arrested, we said, what, 93? It was 93. You're going to almost 2 years later, when Paul gets killed, December of, almost 86, December of 85.
So 83, man.
83, excuse me, I'm sorry. I got my decades skewed. But 83. So you go from 83 to 85. If he was going to kill him, what the hell was he waiting for? So I don't go for that.
Jimmy Brown if Jimmy Brown was the person that drove Big Paul to Sparks and Tommy Bellotti is alive, what happens next? Would the Capos have voted John Gotti as boss?
No, I don't think they would have killed Paul without Tommy being around. For all the reasons that we just explained, his proximity, his closeness, his trust.
This is an interesting question. I have thought about this before too. The question is, and the person cites Chen Giganti. He was a driver for Don Vito, and he completely botched the hit on Costello, Frank Costello. So they're essentially saying the guy really had no real solid history. So how did he become so powerful?
Well, that's something that we all don't know is fact. Listen, the guy was trusted to do a major hit. So he was in some kind of circle and he had strength. Don't forget where he came from downtown. He had a lot of guys later on that he promoted into being captains. Bendy Squint was there first. Let's not leave him out. And he must have a real strong relationship with Benny. Funza Wild, who was around forever. They all told the line with Chin when it was his turn after Benny. So whenever he stepped out, I think his circle of influence was great, even though he botched the hit. So Chin was the guy and he had a strong crew until he died. Very loyal.
When mobsters kill the boss and underboss at the same time, how do they take over their businesses? How do they find out all the different schemes the boss has going?
Well, the captains don't have all the answers, and if you're in there, I can tell you right off the bat what industries we had, and those are the most things. Garment, the concrete, construction, all that stuff. It's well-known information. There's no secrets there. Look, when you're the boss and you have an investment somewhere, everybody knows what your investment is. If it's a street thing, if you have butcher shops, they know that your butcher shops. You have a construction company, they know what your concrete company like Scaramix, Paul's son, Phil had with Tommy. They know it's his. There's really no secrets. Everybody knows just about what belongs to street people, so you don't cross a line. Just like a restaurant. You have a restaurant, you know a wise guy owns it. So there's really no secrets.
One of the things I always thought, even me as a long researcher, I learned from you I was wrong, but I thought every captain picks up something every month. He has to turn something in. Even that scene in Donnie Brasco when he's mad, when Sonny Black's mad, he says, I have to answer $50,000 a month. And, these guys are breaking open jars of change and stuff. And he's upset because no one has any money. But how does it work when something's different? Like when you say that this is owned by the family, like a certain industry or something like that, what's the difference between, how is that understood? And can you explain a little bit how that works as far as why some captains don't have to turn in something? why some captains do have to turn in something? Like, how's that work?
Well, if you're handling like Ravana, we'll go to a contemporary really, and myself. I was handling construction, and it consisted of unions. We handle the union that belongs to the family. Every concrete company had to pay into our family. If it belonged to another family, they got a piece. So there's a percentage that the guy handling that, whoever the guy, it could be a soldier, it could be a captain, doesn't matter. There's a percentage that needs to be turned in because that is the family's money. And if the boss tells you keep 10%, 20%, 50%, that's up to him. In each family, there's no rule of thumb. He don't have to give you nothing. Like the Scarra makes money of that for concrete in Staten Island. Junior says, you ain't taking a piece of that. He gave me a piece of everything else. Scarra mixed money is mine. So that whole $10,000 a month that we were giving him went right in.
You got none of it?
No. He wanted the whole thing. He got it. So, but other stuff, John Jr. was very fair. His father was very fair to give me that, first of all. And because I was going to earn a really good living. But as far as that money, that Scarra makes money went directly in 100%. There was no cut taken out. So those are industries, the garment industry, whatever the industry may be that the family owns, that's been there forever. Things you create, if it's within that industry, you're obligated still. I can't go open a company up and start taking jobs away and enrich myself if I'm handling the construction, because that's where the conflict of interest comes in. You're in conflict with your members. You're in conflict with the companies by you taking it. The whole thing. Yeah, you could open up something with permission from the boss. You got to go to the boss and ask him, hey, I want to open up a drywall company, concrete company. He's got to tell you yay or nay. The problem, we'll go back to Ravana, because that's the guy everybody knows right now what the problem was with the tapes, is that he wasn't going in and say, John, I'm opening up sheetrock. John, I'm doing this. John, I'm doing that. And you got a piece, chief. You got 10% of my company. He never did it. So he turned in what he was supposed to, what belonged to the family. Just like I did when I opened my place, I turned in the percentage. My ass, my business, I can open up anything I want, belongs to the family. I couldn't be there without them. Nobody could be there without permission from the family.
So say I go open up a really thriving restaurant. Now tell me how I'm benefiting from the family. Me as an ownership, how does that network of Cosa Nostra benefit me to start a restaurant?
All right, first of all, in the restaurant, you can sell bread, right? Sell bread or give out bread at the table. All right, you're going to get somebody that's mob affiliated that owns a bread business. You're going to sell bottles of water. You can have people that sell bottles of water that are in the mob associates. You know, it's a network of just linen. We got guys with linen companies. We have a lot of guys in different business. This is how lucrative. This is how this network works. If you have a restaurant, how you help people is you get them the account. If the quality is good and the price is right, nobody's really going to force feed you with it. And I seen it happen with Funzi a while with the Madonna water. He opened up in the 70s. He was giving everybody water. They had to buy it. You know, no matter what family. They said, all right, Funzi, give me your water. And I'm sure some of the old timers on here remember Madonna water. And, you know, that's how it works. Now, at the end of the year, at certain times, do you want to give your boss a piece of your restaurant? Yeah, why not? Certain guys have. My cat's flipping out. She's happy right now. She ate. No more crying. Yeah, that's how it works. The restaurant, you don't say, the boss don't come and give me a piece of your restaurant. You go over and say, listen, I'm opening a restaurant. Chief, you got anybody who wants to sell anything to me? You got any guys? Hey, you got a water guy around here. I'm going to use him in the restaurant. And the water guy usually takes care of the skipper or whoever he's with. That's how the machine works. And what do? You get patronized. I explained to RJ the other day about making a drop.
Oh, yes.
Right?
That was interesting.
Okay. Making a drop means somebody opens up a discotheque, a club, a bakery, anything. Your close associates, your closest friends, people that really like you go there and say, hey, you open a bank, give me 20 loaves of bread. What are you going to do with 20? Give me 20 loaves of bread. I'll give them out. They open up a bar. I would go with all my friends. Everybody put $100 bill on the bar, and we make sure we spend that and buy alcohol. And we blow that 100 apiece at the time, going way back. We did it. Whoever opened a place, we went there, made a drop to help them get off with their business. We support you. And that's what it's about. So, and it could come in any form, making the drop. You know, you open a social club, an after-hours club. You guys go there, and they leave some money. They go there and spend money. Show support, show strength. It's a great network when they do it the right way. When it works right, the machine really works well. People can earn some money. And so-called legit, the quotes unquote legit.
I heard Michael Franzese talk about this before, so I'm curious. And he's talked about how there was a difference, how his theory was you could catch more flies with honey than you could with vinegar. So he kind of talked about the relationship between the legitimate and the illegitimate to a certain extent. What was your experience with dealing with completely legitimate people? Were they lining up to work with you, or was it what some people think at the barrel of a gun? You're turning in 10% a month, and I'm burning your bill. I'm burning down your business.
Yeah, it reminds me of a movie with James Cagney, Roaring 20s, Buy My Beer. No, it really wasn't the point of a gun. Not everybody ran around neighborhoods pointing guns at people, shaking them down that you got to buy their stuff. Yeah, when there's a certain kind of influence, listen, restaurant guys, et cetera, anybody with a business would want to accommodate you because we didn't. Street guys spend money. They go out. The nightlife guys, the guys with that suit, like John, go out and spend money. Then there's other guys that make a lot of money. They go hide in their house. They don't come out and give it to nobody. They don't believe in spreading the wealth. Like I said, this is just a network type thing. You don't have to force anybody to do anything. There's nobody on the straight shake that I really see. I never ask anybody, any of my legitimate people around me, florists, butchers, etc. You got to give me money every week. Never happened. The butcher used to come and give me a bag of meat on Sundays. And I love the guy. The florist, I just said flowers all over the place. Michael, I don't want your money. But I helped him with other problems that he had in the street. Never took 5 cents off him. The guy from Royal Crown, that's a whole other story. I'll tell it one day. But simple enough. After I got off the street, somebody thought I was shaking this guy down, and they shot him. They didn't kill him. They tried to kill him. And from Royal Crown, Joe, hardworking guy, hardworking family. I took him out of the jaws of the Colombo family, Wild Bill, and specifically at the time I won the beef, and I got him placed, this guy. And later on, after I flipped, certain elements of the Gambino family were going around to legitimate people that I know, thinking I was taking money from them every week. And Joe Royal Crown was one of those guys. It was not the case. I took no money from those people. Zero. And they thought I was, but I didn't. And the guy got shot for not giving up money because for when I know they went there and shook him down, and they wanted to shake him down again, and the guy wasn't giving it. So could it happen at the point of a gun? Yes, it happened to Joe for Royal Crown. He wouldn't be shaken down anymore, and they shot him. I was off the street. If I'm on the street, that could never happen 8 gazillion years. Not going to happen. What they should have done was tell Joe, hey, Joe, like I was going to do before I got arrested. Joe, can we open up a focacceria in Manhattan? What I was going to do, around Sullivan Street, ironically, around that area, in the village. We're going to open up a place where we're going to go partners. What's the matter with going partners with the guys doing $40,000 a week, selling bread and sandwiches? So somebody don't want to sell bread and sandwiches. They just want to go in the guy's pocket. That's at the point of a gun. There's other ways to make money where you don't have to do that. Longevity. And people will love you. Those people will love you. Because they know what you could do. They know what we're capable of. Not me, everybody. They know what we're capable of doing. Being animals at times where we need to be an animal. And what I mean by animal, propensity for violence. So different guys do things a different way.
Kind of on the subject, so I'm gonna bring it up. This is kind of the issue that arose with Joe the Cat, at least from Sammy's accounts, how he told the story, that this guy had buku amounts of money.
True.
He owned, I think, the building that the Raven Light was in.
True.
And other buildings.
True.
And I guess, John was upset when John became the boss and said, hey, this guy's not turning anything in. He got to kick up. He got to turn something in. He ain't giving us nothing. Or he's giving very little in respect to what he had. And he goes to Sammy, drops on his knees. He's kissing Sammy's hands and asking Sammy for help. And then Sammy talks to him about, hey, you got to start putting something together. So why would Joe? So I guess in that case, like you said, typically, as far as not everyone has to turn something in, what was the situation with Joe the Cat where he was in trouble for not turning in money?
Well, whoever watched the video, I was really offended by that video. Whatever Ravana said out of his mouth. It wasn't nice to talk about a guy like that. It's been in life way before Ravana even knew what the life was about. Guy was straightened out way back. The guy was very close to Neil. Very close to Neil. Which makes him very close to John Gotti. John Gotti knew him way before Sammy knew Joe fought and interacted with him. There's pictures of them together by the Ravenite. John, Neil, Angelo, Joe the Cat, among a host of other people. I knew John had a good relationship with Joe the Cat. This thing about Joe the Cat going to Sammy's house and begging, crying, almost on his knees in front of his wife, not to save his life, because John wants money, supposedly wants money. John don't need anybody to ask somebody for money and they bring it. You think he's going to really defy John? The guy's worth, I don't know, 100 million. You own property all over the place. Now, I just want to make a comparison. In the same story that Ravana tells, here's a guy, Joe Lafort, that Sammy painted as an animal. Heartless. Despicable act. Well, it goes up to Paul Castellano and says, go to Sammy, I want to kill my son, who's a made guy. What? This is a guy that you paint as a weak individual that's crying in front of your wife in your house, begging because he won't give up money? You got to pick one of them. Is the guy an animal, hardcore guy? Joe the Cat had a reputation as a nasty guy. Hot one. I say nasty. He didn't take no shit. He ran Staten Island, the bookmaking business out there before there was a bridge. It says Island for bookmaking. Later on, a lot of people jumped over the bridge, a lot of other families. But Joe the Cat was number one in the bookmaking business, extremely close to Neil. Look at all the photographs. You'll see with Neil and Joe the Cat. That's public on the public forums. The boat Sammy talks about, the wooden boat, it's there. Neil's on it with his wife and other people. Take a look. So I don't know which way Sammy wants it. Painted him as an animal, hardcore guy, looking to kill his own son. And then he paints him as this guy that's melting in his arms, begging, almost on his knees. Joe, you can't do this. Act like a man. Get your manhood up.
It's from a movie.
Yeah, it is, Michael. It's like over money. Again, the guy didn't do nothing wrong. Over money. So look, the club was where the Ravenite was. The apartment upstairs where John ruined his life on tape. Joe the Cat owned the building. He lost that building to the government. It was forfeited. Joe was a very rich guy. I think he lived to 100, somewhere around there. He died recently. Did I know Joe the Cat intimately? I did not. Did I know Joe's reputation as a hard-nosed guy? Yeah. Super respected? Yeah. Again, not by everybody, I don't know what him and Gravano did, that Gravano would destroy this guy's reputation as a complete dog. The guy has sons out there. He's got grandchildren out there. You know what? All of them went, or just about all of them, I think. I don't know every one of them. He had a bunch of kids and grandkids. Went to prison. These guys stood up. Gravano ratted. Why are you tainting this guy's reputation to this family who all stood up in the street? They're criminals, yeah, but I'm going to just paint the picture that Joe the Cat never ratted. So I don't know which way Gravano. I really took an affront to a guy I wasn't close to. It's just that why would he paint this guy? What did Joe the Cat say to Sammy at one time or another in his life that he would try to destroy this guy's reputation? I'll come on here, I'll give you a different side. You got to pick it. What the Paul Castellano, your son murdered? Real tough guy animal? A guy on his knees begging, kissing Sammy's hand. Kissing his hand. You got to be kidding me. Which guy is it? Can't be the same man. So I could get into more of this, but I think you get the gist. You watch Sammy's explanation over there. It's really sickening, just like a lot of other stuff he says. Why does he attack a wise guy after wise guy in the street when he ratted? I just don't get it. I do get it. He's the greatest mob guy ever. And John Gotti talked bad about him on tape. He talked bad. He told the truth about him on tape. He found him out. Sammy knew he was found out. That's another thing. He's yelling at John in jail. Come on. Jesus. He's such a, you know what? Before he flipped, why don't he punch John Gotti in the mouth when they were in the bullpen together, or when they first got arrested, or when they went after hearing the tapes for the first time, or after 9 months later, whatever months later you decide to flip. Why don't you punch John in the face? Why don't you square up with him and then go rat? I don't know. He never did it. Never did none of it. The only thing he did 30 years later, oh my God, everybody feels sorry for me. John Gotti was going to throw me under the bus and he was going to walk free. Guy's a fraud. He's a charlatan. Listen to his stories. That's why we put his link up there. Every time I see somebody sends it to me, I don't go trolling them or stalking them. I have thousands of people on here we have that send me the stuff. Well, actually, to them first, and they filter it to me. I don't get it right away, and they get it to me, and I'll assess what he says. There's some things I agree with Sammy. I don't bash him on everything, but this guy's he's out of order. But we want you to go to. He gets the hits, he gets the views, whatever he's worried about views and hits. Hey, I'll tell you how good he's doing.
Michael, you did it again.
What'd I do?
You scratched.
I scratch. See, I get itchy when I talk about this guy. like that fly, you know what I mean? I'd say he sees the fly, I get itchy.
He did tell the truth once when he said he decided to flip when you heard the tapes because John wanted to kill him. I think that's the truth. I think that is the truth. I think he did let the truth out, and I think that's it.
Yeah,
because it did sound like that.
Well, he thought John was going to kill him, but after the tapes, he went, yeah, no, you're right. But, you know, it goes down to they get pinched. It's almost a year later that they get pinched. He's not dead. He's
it don't matter. So sometimes time goes by.
Yeah, no, I know, but there's a year gap that he's not dead. Who died in that year was Louis DeBono. That's a shame. That was a shame. But Sammy paints his view, and we went over that already. Not to be redundant. But this is his view on everybody and everything. He just wants to destroy everybody, and he's the greatest gangster because John Gotti talked bad about him. Well, he talked bad about him again because he caught him. And John got wise, finally the bell rung, and he woke up.
Jack Straw is asking you the same question I ask you every time after a show. Because I'm a believer that there has to be like a motive for what everybody does. It's hard for me. I always think, even if you're going to lie about something, there's a reason for why you're lying. Like, so what would be the motive for coming online, telling the story about Joe the Cat that's completely, and put those details in it?
I got you. You know what I think? I'll analyze him a little bit because I lived through it myself. I think Ravana really hates himself. He's trying to make everybody like him so he don't hate himself as much. I'll try to analyze it that. See if that makes sense. Because he needs to be everybody to love him and like him and give him support. And, oh, my God, Sammy, you're right. Feel sorry for me. Sammy's the victim. Because he knows what and who he is. I know he's got a mirror in the house, at least one. He combs his hair. No, wait a minute. Don't comb his hair. I got no hair. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it was a mistake.
I combed mine before the show.
Oh, yeah, with a sponge. No, but I really think the guy really hates himself. And in his mind, I think he's trying to justify how good a guy he was by all these end of the story. Remember, I said this way back before I started watching all his videos. And he tells about 80% truth and the last 20%, it's a lie. It's how he deals with the person, the victim. He's the good guy. He's the good guy all the time. He wants to be, in his mind, the best gangster ever. He's still trying to convince himself that he did not rat. He says it. He says he's a Don. Not Don. Not Don. Dons are in jail. Dons are in the cemetery. Here in Arizona, you're ratted. You're not Don. That's it. So stop trying to convince yourself other than what you really are. Because he knows his own secrets. He's got to live with them. And I think this coming out here is a big therapy for him to help him heal because he gets all this support. And it makes him sleep at night, maybe. But he knows who and what he is. I know some secrets. So the fly knows some secrets.
Sammy said that he needed Frank the Chico to go along with it. Sammy said Frank's crew could take out Sammy's and John's crew. Is this accurate?
No, not true.
If Nino Gadji was around, what would he have done? He sided with Paul when Carlo died, and they had the meeting with Dominic Montiglio, was across the street with the rifle. Would Gotti have had to kill Nino, or would Nino have went along with the plan to take out Paul Castellano?
Then, first of all, the dynamic had changed by then. There was the whole Roy DeMeo situation, and Paul takes Nino down for being a skipper. He's really pissed at Nino. And if Nino wasn't that close to him and his family, the families were close. If it was anybody else, he would have been gone at that time, right with Roy or right after Roy. He was really pissed off at Nino. He blamed him, which, he's a skipper of over Roy and that whole crew. So he was really aggravated. So, no, but you're talking in this time? No, Nino would have done zero like he did zero. Nino was out when John was the boss. Why didn't do anything? Nino didn't want to die. That's why.
What if Paul had asked Frank the Chico to be underboss or even consigliere? Would things have been different?
Oh, yeah. I think then at that point, take that hypothetical, at that point, I think Frankie goes to John and say, John, I'm in administration, I have official position. Let's hold on. We'll fix this. We'll fix this after Paul gets convicted. If they're not worried that Paul may flip. If they're really concerned that Paul may flip, they may take a different tact. And that should have been their argument. I gave my opinion on that that's why I should have went to the commission.
I love comments like this. What does this mean? Like, what does this have to do with something being true or false? That's what we're talking about. Sammy has more subscribers than you guys. Yes.
No, that's good. I'm glad. You know why?
Okay.
No, that's a good thing. I want to have more subscribers. That's good. He could be the top dog. I told you, I don't want to be number one. Remember I always tell you that?
Yeah.
I like being number 3, 4. Give me whatever it is. I don't care. No, but that's good. I would like his audience, and we have turned hearts and minds from his channel, from his followers to come to us and say, I can't believe I was deceived, and I believe this guy. But the thousands. So the numbers don't mean anything. I'm not here to have more numbers than Sammy or anybody else. I'm here to get a message out. I hope you can understand that.
Let's see here. Question for you, Junior.
Okay, go for it.
Did you know who your dad was before when you were younger, coming up? Did you know that you kind of a twofold question? Did you receive special privileges? Were you treated differently by people in the neighborhood? And I'm sure he never came home and said, "Hey, son, I'm captain of the Gambino family." But did you kind of know, have an idea?
Yeah, because it wasn't just him anyway. It was everybody. It was my Uncle Frankie, my other uncles, Uncle Georgie. So it was just, it seemed normal. You know, it wasn't like he was the only one out of my other family. Like they all went to work. It was like everybody did the same thing. So I guess you know, but you don't know. You know, something's different. And well, as far as being treated differently, no, because everybody in the neighborhood, I wasn't different. You know, I wasn't the only one with that my father was a captain. Everybody whose father was a captain, and this, that. So it was normal.
Well, I think you're referring to like you went to school with Frank Gadget.
Yeah, Frank.
Who was his
other
grandfather?
people.
Who was his grandfather?
Nino.
Okay. And how did I get along with Nino's son, Frankie's father? Very, very close.
Yeah, legitimate people.
Yeah, they own the eyeglass store and stuff like that. So, what Michael's trying to say is that you grow up with people that most of their families are in that life. And as far as special treatment, there was no real special treatment for them because everybody, you grew up in a neighborhood, everybody knows you. And they know what you are. Those people in the stores knew me as a kid. I knew my family, that they know my son. So it was pretty easy. And everybody was respectful. I mean, with anybody, you go to a restaurant or a bar and they know you're a wise guy's son, are they going to hit you? Bad things can happen if you did that. And that's what it is. Come and tell daddy if my son did something wrong. And that's what usually happened. Not with him. I'm just talking in general terms. Were there mistakes that happened? Wise guy's sons got killed? Yeah, it happened. But for the whole time that you're in the street with your family in the same neighborhood, everybody knows you. The lady walking down the street has nothing to do with the life, or their family had nothing to do with life. They got courtesies when I was growing up. You didn't have to be mobbed up. That was just the neighborhood.
And you never, so like when someone would say, "Hey, what, like," because I don't know about, I come from a completely different world, but a common thing is, "What's your dad do for a living? What's your dad do?" Stuff like that. People like I knew what all my friends' fathers did. I knew which one was a painter, which one was an electrician, which one was a construction worker. Like, but when someone says, "Hey, what's your dad do? Hey, what do your parents do?" Like, oh, you don't even. It's just so normal in the neighborhood. That
it was just so normal in the neighborhood. I mean, I guess you got that once in a while.
Yeah.
But no, it was just a normal thing.
Okay.
And if I would come up with a quick answer, he's in construction, because he did have construction company or a stone company at one point.
Yeah.
So that was something.
But the thing is, really nobody worked.
No, nobody worked. Zero. Your friends didn't work.
All my friends.
No family work. Nobody worked. Zero work.
Well, that's interesting.
Zero. So imagine something. To me, that's normal. So
not working.
How about I give you an example? So after you flipped, right? I graduated high school. I started working construction. I worked with a couple of guys. Their kids worked with them. And they knew I didn't know how to swing a hammer. I didn't know how to pick up a nail. I didn't do nothing. These kids knew everything. And I say, look, these kids, they used to work with their fathers. This is what they did. We were hanging out drinking black coffee. So I started noticing it more when I got older. You know what I mean? That I was on the outside, different.
Well, the social clubs, I would take you to social clubs.
Yeah, we know how to break balls.
No, well, I used to take you to Uncle George's club, right? Paulie's Zach.
Yeah.
I used to take you to Spiro's club. And you won it with a few dollars. They put a few shekels in his pocket. This would be before I got straightened out, right?
No, it can't be.
Yeah,
I was 2 when you got straightened out.
Yeah, so I used to take you around.
2, but I remember being 5 after you were straightened out.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
But I would take him around always. I'd take him to the club. I'd hang around. And sometimes I would pick him up at school later on when he started to go to school, or I would forget him. I'm playing cards in the club and go, "Oh my God, Mikey!"
Sometimes you wouldn't
and have to run to this thing, and he'd be sitting there crying. What happened to you? I was playing cards. But a lot of guilt.
Sometimes you were bringing me to school. We never made it to school.
You never made it to
school. We
school.
just went to hang out.
So take you to movies and stuff like that. Yeah, but a lot of guys, social clubs, bringing your kids in or nephews or just neighborhood kids walking in the club. was normal. So he really didn't see it as criminals. A social club was there. All the guys are hanging out in there. He didn't know it was a little kid, but he knew it was a whole bunch of guys. Nobody's working. 50 guys.
I used to walk up to Uncle George's by myself. If I was
Right.
at Grandma's, up to Beth Avenue. What was it, 2 blocks from there?
Yeah.
Benson, that was it.
Can you? One of my favorite stories you ever told me was the Jackie D'Amico story.
Yeah.
For anyone who hasn't heard it, can you do a quick?
They left me in the car for an hour and a half.
It's a great
Yeah, no,
story.
they used to walk around the block for hours, sometimes hours.
Oh, to explain
It
the
depends who
story.
you were talking to. All right, so I guess you may be picking up from school that day, let's just say.
Yeah.
And all right, go meet Jackie. There was no cell phones. We're going to meet Jackie. All right. So we park on a corner. Jackie probably waiting there on the corner. I don't remember. He goes out. They used to go around the block, right? What city block, Brooklyn City block. And I said, all right, they're here. They're back. They did 1 lap already. Maybe this is it. They keep going again. They would stop, talk, looking around. Then they keep going again. I said, all right, maybe a second lap. By the 4th, 5th, 6th lap, an hour and a half, 2 hours, pulling my hair out, sitting in the car. So crazy.
Funny.
I was trying to break in new shoes. That's why.
Yeah, there was no cell phones. I had nothing to do.
Yeah.
Nothing to do. Listen to the radio.
Yeah. All right, a couple questions left. I'm going to do some picture signing. Hope you have a Sharpie handy, don't you?
No.
Joe Briggs had a question. He asked me
Go
specifically,
ahead. Go ahead.
just real quick to go back. I forgot to ask you. The Paul Castellano hit. If there was anybody else in the car besides Tommy, would they have got them just to get them? Or would it matter who was in the car? Would everybody in the car have got hit no matter what? Or it would have been
I don't know. That's
hard to say?
That's hard to say. If a lawyer was in the car, I doubt they can shoot the lawyer. But you never know. There was 4 shooters there. They might not make a distinction, maybe not even know the lawyer. Maybe think it's just another wise guy that
Yeah.
took Paul. You don't know. Yeah, it could have been more collateral damage if there was other people in the car. Yeah.
Why do you believe the commission would have approved a hit on Paul while they were all on trial? A high-profile murder like that would have made things worse for the entire commission.
Well, just by going what Ravana's story is how I get to this, is because they go to the Colombo family, to Jerry Lang, who attends commission meetings, who's also part of the commission case, which is bizarre in itself. That they're going to go to this guy, walk up on him, and start talking about killing Paul Castellano, and the guy's on the same case with all the other guys, ready for trial. So they have one commission vote there because supposedly the guy says yes. What are you waiting for, right? Then they go to the Lucchese guys, and let's say Casso and Vic are the heir apparents, and they go over to him and they get a vote of confidence to kill Paul. Well, now they got 2 commission seats, votes, right? Now, if they go over to Chin and the Genovese guys, and they'll say, look, Paul's weak. You lay out your case. Paul's weak. This guy may go. He may flip. Do you really want to take a chance? These are all his grievances. This is all what we have about Paul. The guy's out of control. He's not acting right. We feel we need to clip him. We need to take him down. We can't have a chance. Well, wait for him to lose the case. No, we feel he may go bad. Are you guys willing to take a chance? Now, if you have 2 votes there, Jerry Lang's supposed to go. Yeah, Chin, the guy's right. Meanwhile, he already knows the story that he already told him, yeah, go clip him. So was Jerry Lang at the last minute going to say, no, what are you guys talking about? So if they have those 2 votes of confidence by those 2 other families, again, Gas and Vic are not the boss, but looks like they're going to be heir apparent with Ducks, right? As history turns out to be. So why not go to Chin and tell him? Are you willing to take a chance? We're telling you, we're in jeopardy, all of us. This guy may go. Chin may say, I ain't in that commission case. I have no cases, no major cases. You know, sure. Why should I take a shot? He may prove it, especially with 2 other families, actually 3 with the Gambinos pushing or giving an okay. Would he defy all of them and overrule them? I don't think so. I think he capitulates.
What do you think about this? And I know this was some of the worries that some people say, but do you think Paul would have flipped if he was convicted?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. That's a shocker to me.
Yeah, I think I see his videos going in and out of court. He's not the same guy. He wasn't that assertive. Sure, you're on trial. And he's on trial for his life because you don't know he's going to get 100 years, though, right? The judge gives him 100 years. It's a racketeering case. They threw the body in there, which made it with a murder, you get life, and they all get life. So I think Paul would have played his card. I think Paul got very weak. I think he would have flipped. I think he would have took his maid and took all his money, as much as the government would let him keep. And I think he would have made a deal.
Joe Messina style?
No, he didn't wait. I don't think he would have waited for trial. I think he would have went right in.
Really?
I don't think he would have waited to the end of the trial. And if he did, he would have flipped. That's my opinion.
Wow.
That's a terrible thing to say, but and not because I flipped. I just seen his demeanor. You see the way he was acting. The thing with the maid. He's on court telling the maid, "Look, I'm more important than the president of the United States." You want to talk about talking silly on tape? So I think he would have flipped. And I'd use respect for him. Let me preface this. I'd use respect for Paul. I looked up to Paul growing up. He was, he was the boss. When I met him, throughout time, going up this house and him asking me to drive to Florida, Paul Castellano asked me to drive Tom Mazzotto. He was the skipper at one time. They're related some way, somehow. Paul asked me to drive him around when he was up in age, until he couldn't do it no more. The guy he had dementia. But Paul asked me to be his driver, and I would take him all over downtown. Butcher shops and restaurants, Villa Vivola on 26th Avenue, people in Brooklyn know, old school restaurant. So Paul, I like Paul.
So how many people would have went down if those tapes would have got played? How many people would he have spoken about?
Well, his testimony?
Yeah.
Oh, you're crazy.
Not his testimony, the tapes that he got caught on in his house.
I really never heard the tapes, but I told RJ a story. I don't know if I told you this. When it came out that Paul's house was bugged, Paul Exact came over to me and said, "I think we got a problem." So what do you mean? What happened? He says, "We talked about that, me, the old man, and Paul, about you being on that murder." I said, "What are you gonna do, Paul? It is what it is." So there was a lot of people concerned. Yeah.
So him being killed, they never came out.
Well, I don't know why. I don't know why they never used them. There has to be other reasons why they didn't use those tapes. Again, maybe there was a high echelon informants that were in that house, and if you arrest some, you got to arrest all. You can't pick and choose because maybe they'd be outed. That's just a guess why they never used those tapes.
Actually, would think there's gold on those tapes in the Fed's eyes.
Oh, I would love to hear them. I think the world of this genre would love to hear
Can't believe they never came out. I still can't believe it.
There's some things that came out. Like I said, they played some of the stuff with him telling the maid, "I'm bigger than the president of the United States." There's some stuff that came out through time, in the beginning especially. But I don't remember all of it. I would love to hear it.
So Michael bought me another bottle of Johnny Walker Blue. He bought his son a nice bottle, his favorite. We had crabs this freaking big. We had steaks and stuff.
No, they were this long. There's the legs.
So Michael, these super chats, we might need them.
Take up a collection. Hey, by collection, you hear you got a big discount on Gravano's Patreon.
Oh my God.
$3. That's $3 chucks over there. How can he charge $3? Gotta get that. Imagine $3. Just give me a super discount over there. Isn't he embarrassed for $3? Isn't he worth more than $3? I don't know. You want to send him $5? We get the super membership.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen, he may even answer a comment at $5. Maybe. I don't think so, though. I don't think he answers comments at $5. I think you got to give him $15 to answer a comment a month.
Tony H gives $19.99. I would wear a signed apron proudly. Please pay it forward to a Patreon AC member.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Listen, I repeat this. I say it every time we go on YouTube, and I forget to preface this. The money you give us on here is well appreciated. YouTube takes about a third or a little bit more, 30-ish, 33%, 30%, whatever it is. Pass it on, sign people up for Patreon, get people involved so we can pass this message along. We don't want the money that way. Let's have it through Patreon and get the membership up. We appreciate it this way, but the money's not all going to us. So we'd rather have you sponsor somebody and get them to hear our message.
Yeah, we save all donations to help other people. And there's a lot of people who can confirm it. We help every month. We help people pay their memberships who can't pay. Anyone who wants to join.
Is that 9? What is that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to that one next. Yeah, but anyone who wants to join that can't pay, all you gotta do is email the show. If you don't have the money, we'll pay for you to join the show. Next one here, we got another donation from Brian Jr. $19.99. I know Junior's a major. Brian, you're one of my early supporters. I always appreciate you, Brian. Junior, I know you have a good relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
With Brian. Thank you, Brian. Jeff Nadeau from his new channel. So Jeff Nadeau has a new channel, True Crime Tales with Jeff Nadeau. So Jeff's going to be doing a broad spectrum crime channel that speaks about all various facets of true crime. So that's his new channel. If anyone wants to subscribe. Jeff says, "Love you guys. Congrats. Great show. Glad you are a part of the community. Thanks for the stories and for coming and for growing this genre. All the best and salute, Jeff Nadeau."
Now, do I see 99?
Yes,
$125.
Yeah, let me get.
There's a few of them.
Yeah, there was some big ones that came in. It looks like.
You know who they're from?
Yeah. So we got a $125 donation from Arlie Perdomo. Hope I'm saying your name correct.
Perdomo.
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 He sends in $125. He says, "Hey, fellas, you guys have been my biggest source of entertainment for the last year. The hard work and love that you put into these videos don't go unnoticed. Sign some people up on me and grow La Familia. Congrats on the 1 year. Cheers."
Oh, it was very, very kind of you, very generous, and we definitely will pass that along to others. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Alexander Wilson sends in $10. "Michael, the first time I heard about you was from the Gold Club ordeal in 2000. My old man was a basketball player and said that place caused a lot of divorces. Can you legally talk about that?"
Absolutely. I love to talk about it. We're going to do Gold Club stuff. A lot of funny stories, a lot of great stories. The trial was lasted from March to August 30th. And believe it or not, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun on trial.
I don't know if we ever had a live. Mike DeBella sends a donation in every single show. He sends a $19.99 and a $99.99 from Mike DeBella. Mike DeBella, thank you. We appreciate your support.
Thank you.
You're always here. You're always watching. You're always donating. So thank you, Mike DeBella. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you. I think I got through all the donations. That's a second one.
Hey, I was in your territory. Do you live? If you live in Vegas, I think you live in Vegas. I was out there last month.
He sends another one in for $99.99. So he sends two $99.99s and one $19.99. Thank you, Mike DeBella. What else do we got here?
Bones has a good question. He was trying to get it in.
Go ahead.
Hypothetically speaking, had Gotti Sr. not been arrested, what do you feel would have happened first? Chin killing Gotti or Sammy or Gotti killing each other, starting a civil war? Much respect.
Oh yeah,
That's a good question.
That's a real good one. Well, gas goes to 93. So I think if John don't get arrested with Sammy, Tommy Gambino, Frank, I think they get to John. I really do. We had no counteroffensive. There was nothing going on. I spoke about this earlier. I don't know why we were left out there like that. But John wasn't doing that. Sammy wasn't doing anything at that point. Frankie Lowe wasn't doing anything at that point. So I think they may hit John. I think he goes. And if not, if there's a perfect world, let's say Jim decides to take gas off the hits, I think John or Sammy have to hurt each other in time. It's going to get back to Sammy, even without the tape. Sooner or later, something's going to get back to Sammy about John speaking subversively about him and not trusting him. Sooner or later, or John's going to get enough pressure on him. And I'll speak about this at a later date, why I think John did not kill Sammy before they got arrested in that year time. I think it was a strategic move by John not to kill him. He needed Sammy, and I'll explain it.
Another super chat came in from Mike DeBello for another $99.99. He says, I was with your brother-in-law. He says, and you were a very classy guy.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Michael just seen his uncle, and maybe Michael can mention your name to him.
All right, Michael, we're going to pick some.
I just want to give one more little food for thought that I was sitting over here. Sammy also spoke about the thing with Toddo, his mentor. And upon hearing it, somebody else said that to us, and I listened. And his reasoning for not telling Toddo. Again, another story that falls flat. Toddo goes way back. Toddo was involved in killing Tommy Rava when there was a plot to overthrow Carl. There was a guy named Johnny Roberts who was killed on the sneak by Rava and his crew, which was Neil and some other guys. There was a split faction here. And then after they killed Rava, they fixed the beef. The revenge was over. Neil, they're going to hit Neil, and they put everything back together. So Toddo was the guy who killed Rava. And unbeknownst to Sammy, on one of his shows months ago, said, he never even heard the name Tommy Rava. So I don't know how his credibility and his closest to Toddo was that he didn't know Tommy Rava. And that was a major notch on Toddo's belt, doing the work for the boss. So my point being is, if Sammy was this close, and he was close to Toddo, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying he was not. If he was this close to him, and Toddo loved him that much as a son, Sammy gets emotional when he talks about Toddo. How could Sammy not go put on record with Toddo? Or let's say have an off the record talk with him, that this is their plan. Why wouldn't he seek the guidance of a guy who he calls a second father? Why wouldn't he seek the guidance of a guy he said looked at me as a son? Toddo was crying, tears in his eyes, about the Louis DeBona when he went in the basement or wherever the meeting was, and Frankie DeChico had a gun, and Neil got up, made this speech, and Toddo says, please, Sammy's like my son, and all this, gave all of that. After all of that, Toddo going to bat for him time after time. You mean to say Sammy couldn't go confide in a guy like that who's been through all this stuff, through the history? Bosses, Mangano's getting killed, Alba getting killed, etc. You're going to go kill Paul. You don't seek the guidance of the guy who has the most experience. A guy is your father. You can't trust him, but you go to Gaspipe, you go to Jerry Lang, and you go tell everybody else. It defies logic. How could you slight the man? If I was approached, I would have went to Paulie, Zach, and Jerry. I don't trust them. If they kill me, and I made a mistake trusting them, that's the life. That's the life. You go and ask for a strong opinion and guidance on you getting involved in murdering a commission boss from a guy that's your father, who straightened you out, who took you out of the jaws of the Colombo family, saved your life, straightened you out. And all the good things, glowingly things that Sammy has said about Toddo. But he don't trust him enough. Oh, I wanted to keep him out of the loop so he's not in trouble. Well, what are they going to do? Give Toddo a lie detector test? I don't understand. How you keep him out? I don't get that. Who's going to come in? You just killed the boss or the underboss. Who's going to come and talk to you? What are they going to do? You just took over the family. It's no secret you just murdered the boss. So are they going to go to Toddo? or to go to John, Sammy, and Frankie the Chico and go kill them. They're going to go bother Toddo and ask him if he knew. It doesn't even make sense. Who's the commission going to call Toddo in? Or they do what they did, go try to murder the people involved. He's going to stick up for Toddo. And what's he going to say? They're going to look to kill him too. What's he talking about?
Did Charlie Boy ever express his opinion on this? He was a quiet guy, right?
No, not at all.
No?
Charlie Boy, that's Toddo's son he's talking about, who was a wise guy. Got straightened out early on, also with Sam. So this thing about Toddo being protected or not telling him, or not trusting him, or keeping him out of the loop is another thing that I just don't get. Did he really think Toddo would betray him? So, he tells at the end of the story, and again, there's a lot of time on Ravana, but we're talking about all these videos. He talks about Toddo, that his relationship with Paul being a Sicilian. I'll put it in the context that he was loyal to the Paul faction. That's the truth. Would he have went to Paul and tipped Paul off? No way. When Sammy tells the story at the end that Toddo wants to step down, you know my opinion why he wanted to step down? He probably said, this guy, my son, guy who looks up to me like his father, didn't trust me enough before he made a move like that. I'm sick. I want no part of all of this. I don't want no part of you. I'm out of here. I'm an old man. Quadruple bypass. I can't be here. Good luck, fellas. I leave it up. Make room for fresh players. My seat's open. Give it to Sammy. He ran away from this. The guy's heart was probably broken that Sammy never confided in him. That's my opinion, because that's the way I would have took it, and that's the way my mentors would have took it.
And he'd probably say, "Who the hell am I dealing with? I don't know this guy."
Exactly.
I don't know this guy.
Because don't you think all the murders that he would see Sammy go in and say, "What I create here?"
Well, I don't know. I don't know what year.
85, anything prior to 85, including his brother-in-law, and he knows Sammy was very capable. Never going to take that away from him. Sammy was a devious guy. He got things done. He's a great plotter and planner. He used a lot of people to do a lot of dirty work for him. So I think Toddo was more disgusted with Ravana, disappointed in Ravana that he never confided in him.
But I think Sammy
and put him on the spot.
Samuel, I think, alludes to that in one of his stories. I think he does.
He does.
He does, right?
Yeah, he said that he knew that he would disappoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Well, he did. So it wasn't this shit Toddo says, yeah, I want Sammy to be my captain. I want to be under Ravana. This is if he said that, if you disappoint him, which way are you going to have it again? I want to be with the guy who I thought was my son and disappointed me? Nah. Okay. Next question.
This is for you, sir. This is going to sign the back of some of them.
Okay.
Give out some prizes here.
Okay, which one do you want?
All right. So
we got different pictures here, right? Or all the same?
No, we got two different types. So we'll just pick them at random.
Okay.
What you get is what you get. It's an autographed Mikey Scars photograph.
Well, you got two.
Everyone keeps asking for it. Yes, you get two. I have no way to ask them though, because they sent these.
This one they chopped my head off, like a lot of people want to do. Chop my head off.
The guy who did
it but they chopped it from the top, not from the neck.
The guy who did it was bald. The guy was working.
That's right. That's right. He was jealous of my hairdo. That's right. By the way, this picture was coming out of Atlanta when I was on trial in Atlanta. All the cameras were in the back door. I thought this was in the front of the courthouse. I tried to get out the front, and they were there. They ambushed me. Somebody gave me up. All right, so picture with three of us, picture with two of us, and if you want, I'll throw in the one, or we'll throw in the one with no head.
All right. Just want to give out two more shout outs. Vincent Malata sends in $19.99. And Alexander Wilson sends in $10. He says the Philly family said that the Genovese took the idea for Frankie's car bomb from the bombing of Phil Testa, and they were anxious that Philly may get blamed for it. Is any truth to this?
I think it was more of a Sicilian thing because the bombs in Sicily. bombings were supposedly illegal here, but you go to Youngstown, you go to Cleveland, you go to other cities, Rochester, there was massive bombs there through time. So that edict about no bombs, nah. I think it was just a diversion to say, you killed a Sicilian, the Sicilians came here and sought revenge and got revenge. I think it was just a diversion on that. But Philly also, they killed Bruno that way. Testa, excuse me. They killed Testa that way. So I think it was a Sicilian mentality.
This gentleman here, All World, says, this is badass. You three are looking like the boss, underboss, and consigliere. So this guy, All World.
Here's the boss.
That's not true. All World actually made a short for us, a really good one. So the most recent Sammy short that we put out, he actually made it. He's a great editor. He's been hustling his ass off through this genre, trying to make a name for himself. He had this many subscribers when he reached out to me, 0. And I made an appearance on his channel. He wanted to interview me. He's just the nicest guy. He's a complete gentleman. I really like this guy a lot. If you can support his channel, I would appreciate it. He's proof. I always tell people, and stop reaching out to me asking for an interview and say how many subscribers you got. He had 0, and I went on his show. He's a gentleman. I like gentlemen. That's how you get me on your show, being a gentleman. So please support All World. He's a great guy. So please support him.
Well, I listen to me. See what you just said? That's how you get me on your show.
Yeah.
You better make a retraction real fast. I know a lot of guys will be calling you, say, Mr. Excuse me, sir, RJ. They're going to all be trying to be gentlemen with you. Then you're going to have to go on.
What's that story when John Gotti was talking about the person who came in and gave him 10,000 because he wanted to be the captain? Oh, yeah. And John said, that's the guy who's not getting the position.
Right. It's a good mentality, though.
That was, he told me that story. That was Greg DePalma after Tony Baker died. Tony Napolitano. He was out of Harlem. Really good old man. I knew him since the 70s through Paul's Club. When I had my store in Harlem, I used to go visit Tony, and his whole crew was over there. But when he passed away, one guy, Greg DePalma, went out of nowhere and gives John $10,000 in an envelope. And John's words were, when he told me the story, was, he never gave nothing. Now the guy died. He wants his seat. He wants that captain's chair. He's the guy that's not getting it. He can't bribe me. He ain't buying me. Yeah, he's not getting it. Because he should have gave me the money way back before the guy died. Yeah, give me 10,000. Can't be bought. That scene, and think about the mentality. He tried to compromise John. John sent the message. Nobody's compromising me. And that's the right message. If he would have took the 10, he would have sold his ass and sold his captaincy to the wrong guy that could be compromising others or could be compromised with money. He could be, the guy giving the money could be compromised because money's your God. And you think with that little 10,000, that's one bet for John. Maybe not even a bet, maybe half a bet on a football game. He's going to, that 10,000 going to buy his ass. It ain't happening.
Did he take the money, though?
Of course he took the money.
Yeah. No,
but he went like this. You're not getting it. I'll show you.
There you go. Guys, we would be at 5 times the number of subscribers if we went everywhere we got an invite from. So be our friend. That's the way to make a relationship with us. Right. We turned down some channels that have millions, 4 million subscriber channel. We turned them down. I won't say who. Michael Bill Catola's in the chat. He says, happy anniversary. And he wishes you 20 more years. And he says, blessings.
That's it.
and he says, blessings to you, Junior. Bill's going to do a little bit of some things right now. So, Bill, I got your number. We're going to be calling you. We just want to let you heal up first, but Michael's going to reach out to you.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, and we definitely will. I extend my apologies to you for not reaching out any sooner, but we all wish you the best, Bill, of course. And you're a neighborhood guy, and we'll support you.
Michael, sign your first card to Danny. Danny.
Which one?
You pick. I can't ask him because this is the beginning of the show entries.
Let's do the 3 of us.
All right, so sign the back of it to Danny. Danny, send an email into the channel, subject line to Danny. I need your mailing address to get your photo. All right? And if you want the Mob Museum to reach out to you one day to try to buy this photo off you with Michael's signature, you better give me your address. All right, first one is to Danny. There we go. Can't really see it because of the light, but yeah. It's there, Danny.
It's the
Next one is to, let's see, Tracy. And she also said we didn't send her an apron, so you're getting an apron enclosed with yours, okay? So we got the next one will go to Tracy. Tracy, same deal.
Tracy Gramwell?
Yep.
Gam, I think Gam.
Yep. Tracy, please email the show your mailing address, put in the subject line to Tracy, okay? And you'll get an apron enclosed with yours. You want your apron signed, April? Maybe you get a signature on your apron.
I'll sign it. I'll get a shopping. I'll sign it.
There you go. You got an apron. There you go. So you get in the mail. You guys, if anyone hasn't watched our cooking show, check it out. That was a lot of fun. So we have a cooking show available on there now. All right. Next one will be to Lee, Lee, Lee from South Louisiana. To Lee. Lee, send in your address.
That's Lilo, right? Is that Lilo or just Lee?
Lee.
Lee.
Yep.
Lee.
He wants it to be Lee. Reach out to the show, please. You're only going to get it if we get your address. So I'm going to mail them all out tomorrow. Let's see what else we got here. Anyone, we still got some room left. So anyone who wants a photograph of Michael, just type into the chat to and whatever name you want. I'm gonna go until we have everybody selected. So if you guys want a photo, please just type into the chat to whatever you want it to be addressed to. Michael,
does that say Nick Johnson?
Yep, we got Nick. No, I'm sorry. Where are you talking about?
Yeah,
Nick Johnson. Yep, to Nick Johnson. Nick Johnson, please reach out to the show, brother. I need your mailing address. Put in the subject line to Nick Johnson. Of course, we can't leave out Mr. Pat Travelino. So, Pat, please send in your mailing address. They'll all go into the mail tomorrow. Thank everybody for being here. Do I get one?
No.
Oh, shit.
You get ice cream and dessert.
Go for some nice espresso right now. I'm not going to lie to you.
I got a nice espresso machine.
All right.
Who else?
Let's see.
What about Tyler?
Tyler, let's see here.
Got Tyler in there?
Well, you get to pick. You're the boss. Put to Tyler. Tyler's a long-time good guy. Tyler, if you're here, reach out to the show with your mailing address to Tyler.
See, there's some people that couldn't make it because it's like 6 hours later, I believe it is, in Europe.
Yeah, you're right.
And they requested earlier that we could sign
That's
something
right.
from them.
It was Al Prophet last night, too. It was the other guy. His name was Ross, I think. Anyone that wants a photo, please. Oh, we got a bunch of people.
Oh, yeah. A lot came through just now.
Yeah. I'm going to go to an empty, guys. Okay. Soon you'll see a eBay channel with all these photos.
You may wind up with the one with no head.
All right. Pat Travelino.
Pat, since I know you since you're a little boy, I'm going to send you with my little boy.
All right.
And your brother, when I see him, I'll give it to him in person.
I hope this is the Omar that I know. This might be him. I'm picking him just in case it is. He's a really good kid. Love the guy a lot. I haven't talked to him in a while. But...
Hey, what happened to Z? He's playing there. Where is he?
Oh, where is Santiago? I don't know. He's not here.
I haven't seen him in a while.
I haven't seen him in a while. I got to check and see if he's still our patron. He was writing a paper, I think, or some kind of research.
Oh, he used us and that's it?
He was using us, I think.
Won't be the first time.
I'm going to do Omar just in case it's the Omar that I know. I like Omar a lot. He lives in, I think, LA or something. Isn't it crazy, Michael, when you look at our analytics and you see where like we have an audience
that's
all over the
amazing.
world, like, and we can get down to the nitty gritty where it's like
intriguing, right?
Cities.
yeah, to cities and stuff. And we got people at all many different countries, and I say, wow, I just can't even believe it. Sometimes it's unbelievable.
I have to look right now.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you can look in any country and everything.
Well, it makes
somebody,
sense.
yeah.
Look how many people we have in the live chat. When we
Yeah.
do it at a time where we could get Europe involved,
Oh my
it's
God.
up a couple hundred
Oh, we
more.
would have been probably 30%. I mean, 30% of everyone that watches us comes
200,
out of the
I think.
country. Yeah, because of Europe. You know, we got a big UK audience. I think it's that Trevor McDonald show.
You
he
think
did.
so?
Yeah,
Probably,
yeah.
probably.
I think so because we have
That's
a huge audience over there. Okay, that's Omar.
Oh,
Okay.
Australia too.
Australia's another
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yep, Canada's another
Big
one
time.
too.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. We have to do this. This guy I'm about to put up. I mean, this guy, Michael, every show.
What up to Wamaka? Where is he? Where's your man Wamaka?
Should we give him one too?
We gotta
We
get
gotta
him.
get
We gotta
him.
get him.
Yeah. But first, let's do Nick Tironi. Nick Tironi, you're a good guy. Thank you for always being so supportive. Nick reaches out after every single show. He watches everything. He can quote Michael. He has my phone number. If he calls right now on air, my phone's gonna ring, and I'm gonna freaking answer it because I like the guy so much. Nick, this is your chance, and call me live on air if you're listening. Let's see if he does. I'm not even sure if he's still on, but I guess we'll find out. Nick's a good guy. We got Nick. All right, Nick, I need your mailing address, brother. Please give me your mailing address.
Hey, what about Kate Lacey?
Oh, we gotta give Kate Lacey one. She's like, man, there's so many people. Let's pick Kate Lacey. Kate,
But she likes you more than me.
no, she doesn't.
All right, for sure.
No, Kate Lacey is a Michael DiLeonardo.
Kate, tell the
fanatic.
truth. Send him a private message. Tell him it's him.
Look at that. It's Nick Tironi. Hey Nick, say hi to the whole YouTube world.
How's everybody doing?
All right, brother. How's things with you?
All right.
What's up, Nick? How are you?
Thanks for the photo.
You're welcome, brother. You know what? How I know you were still on? I knew it. So I said, watch, he's gonna call in. So thank you, brother. Hey, give me a call after the show, okay?
All right, brother. I will.
All right, take care, brother.
Thank you.
Can we get a picture? Is there one all three of us left?
Yeah.
Can we send it to my boy Brad in Australia?
Brad in Australia. There we go. Now you have to get his. You want to take that one with you, or you want to get his address, or
Get his address.
Okay. Yeah, we need. If you're listening, Brad in Australia, please.
17 hours later. So
Yes.
Yeah, he's probably listening.
Anyone who doesn't know, I'm going to drop the email into the chat. It's mdnoexcuses@gmail. Okay. So just email the show, mdnoexcuses@gmail. You guys give my daughter some way to make money because she's going to be the one driving all these to the post office for me. To Leo.
Where does it say that?
Right here. Leo. L-E-O. Leo Carrion.
What's his last name?
Carrion. Carrion. Thank you guys. We really appreciate everybody being here for a 1-year anniversary show. This is we made it a whole year and we're still going up. You know, there's channels that are down 70%, Michael.
Who's down?
Some of these channels are down.
Oh,
70.
I thought you said us. It's
Not us. 70. Some of these channels are really, really down.
Well, we can see if we can help him. We see if we can pump him up.
All righty. We got Leo getting down to the. Let's see if I have any. Did we do Grind Jr.? We did Grind, right?
No, I didn't do Rhonda.
You didn't do Rhonda? We have to do Rhonda.
I get Rhonda.
Okay, here she
Yeah.
is. Yes, we gotta do Rhonda. Definitely have to do Rhonda. Okay, we got Tracy. All right. Oh, we have to do Brad, right?
We did Brad.
We did Brad Nicolades?
Yeah, that's who that was for.
Oh, that was.
Yeah.
Okay, we got you, Brad.
I got his address too. I'll send it to you.
All right, got him. Let's see if we got Tracy. This guy said, me. He really wants one. To Jack Kemp. He's to pop up there shortly. That's a little delayed. Right there, Jack Kemp. KAMPF. You guys, you will only get your photo if you email me your address. Okay? Put in the subject line whatever you wrote for it to be addressed to. So it was to Jack Kemp. Put to Jack Kemp in the subject line. and then we'll mail these out to you. Okay. Anyone wants to sell them back to the show, I'll buy all of them. joking, of course. How about Joy Faraci?
Oh, where is she?
She's in here. She's been watching the whole show.
Hey, Joy.
She says, "Good evening, Mike."
You get one whether you like it or not. Send your address.
Yeah,
you're going to get this one right at the list.
And we'll send you
hey, Joy.
And we'll send you an apron, Joy.
So, you get both. Joy, do you cook? I can send you a couple of recipes.
So Joy Faraci is actually, anyone who doesn't know, she's the sister to Alan Kaiser. That's Alan Kaiser's sister. Sister, right?
Yes.
Sister, okay. It's Alan Kaiser's sister. Let's see here. I guess this guy has a double please. I always feel bad for it's easy to suck me in with a bunch of pleases. So I wasn't even going to pick. I got to give this guy one now too. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more. You ain't getting tired, Michael?
No.
You want another drink?
No.
Okay.
I abstain.
All right. We're going Bonez, Bonez. Guys, again, please email the show. I can't send anything that doesn't have any.
What I got there now? Who we got?
Bonez, Bonez. Up on the screen here. Bonez.
Oh, I got it.
Yep. You're welcome, brother. Who else is on here? Jesse Roth. I was going to pick you. Let's do Jesse Roth. I see her in here another time. Thank you. Jesse Roth is next.
Jesse.
Yep, to Jesse. Please be sure to send in your addresses. You only get it. Let's be fair to the hillbillies. He's calling himself a hillbilly. Mark Barnett says, to Mark in Tennessee, please. Us hillbillies don't get much down here.
Hey, we have hillbillies here in Florida. The problem is we got hillbillies with no hills.
Yeah, Mark. Mark, email the show. Need your address, brother.
I guess I'm a hillbilly now. I'm here over 10 years.
We took care of Tyler, I believe, right?
Yeah,
we got Tyler. And Frankie S. Frankie S., please email the show your address. All right, there we go.
This is the last one.
Last one. Frank. To Frankie S. He wants it as. Frankie S., please send in your address. We got aprons. 1, 2, 3. Can you write on an apron or it doesn't work?
Yeah, I'll write on. How about I write it on the back? So don't. You just no.
Nah, the front. People are gonna want to see it.
They're not even gonna wear it. They're gonna.
Memento it.
They're gonna
Put it on the pocket.
I got bottles of liquor that I still haven't opened from Michael. All right. So some people's going to get an apron. So whoever got left for last gets a little bit better of an item. There you go.
Let's see, you're right on it.
Let's see. Will it work? Okay, good. All right. Who wants an apron? Let's see.
Let me go like this.
Okay.
Release you.
To Mike. To Mob or Mike? Let's put Mike. To Mike. Mike, you only get this apron if you email the show. You gotta email the show. You have an apron. We sell those for $30, so you're getting the $30 apron and the signature. Thank you. Let me find it within the movie here. Who's Jersey Girl? I know. I heard that person before. That's a good person, right?
I want to find out what Jersey Girl is. Where is it? Where's Jersey Girl?
Girl is right.
We're in Jersey, Jersey Girl.
See, because we got some flip-floppers. I'm weeding out the flip-floppers. Some people love me on our chat.
We got to give an April a joy before we forget.
Oh, sign joys. You can't love me in this chat, but then bad talk me in any other chats. I'm going to skip your name.
Now, is our name really Kelly?
I guess so. Michael and
Yeah.
RJ. Okay. To Kelly.
There you go.
There you go.
Kelly, you have to put in the subject line to Kelly so I know
You
who I'm
have
sending
cigars?
it to.
Yeah.
Thousands.
Smoke a nice cigar.
We're going to smoke a cigar after this. So if you guys want to, you guys can vote. If I get 100 number ones in the chat, we'll go live. We're smoking a cigar. That means half of you guys have to hit number one. Michael, we have a Sammy defector on here. We should have given him one, shouldn't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's
He said, I'm the
defected?
Sammy
He
defector because of you
defected?
guys.
You've seen the light. Hallelujah.
What do you want, brother? You want
Came over to the bright side. No, we got Kelly. We forgot Kelly just now.
Oh, you get okay.
I'm behind.
Do that one too, Kelly.
I'm behind. Don't get mad. Don't fight me.
All right. Who would badmouth you, RJ? You know what's funny? It was like OC Shorts and RJ Roger. We were like the most beloved like mob historians out here. And then I came over here, and I guess I take up too much shine from Michael. So everyone loved me until I came on this channel. Now I got like 15%. We get 3% negative feedback, and it's always about me. I get 97%. Michael gets 100%.
And then I get the death threats.
That's why the more you make them feel better, the more alcohol I got to buy. Take it easy on me.
All right, next one would be, let's get somebody. This guy said, I love Michael's humor. Okay, let me see if I can get. Is that Arkham's Razor? Arkham's Razor, you want one? Oh, he got one. He got one in the mail, I think, from the show. Let's see. Let me get some of the people who were here early. Did we do Jack Kemp? We did.
Yep.
How about Cody? No. Cody James, you are selected. You're getting the apron, brother. You have to email the show. I can't stress it. I have aprons still sitting in my house that I owe people because I don't have their address. People even sent me money and paid for them. I got money sent to me, but no address, so I can't ship it. Thank you for the $30. He bought me a bottle of Red Label. To Cody.
Did you ever have the Johnny Walker Gold when they were still making it?
No, I can't. The most I had was the blue that your dad got me. I only had black and Red Label off my own wallet.
The gold was about $85 a bottle.
How much?
85.
That's what I want next.
And it's gone. They discontinued it.
He'll find it.
You can't. It's gone. I tell you, you won't do it.
Yeah,
My dad
somebody
was
else?
the best.
All right, we got that person. We got Cody's. Did we go
How about Sal Muccio?
Yep, to Sal Muccio.
Sal, I didn't even see it.
Oh, you already were just saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see it because my computer's behind.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't
7-second
see
delay. You know, that's how people beep at live shows on the news. So if you're on the news and you go, you mother effer, and they hit beep, they get 7 seconds to hit the beep. So I'm live here, you're 7 seconds behind there. Yeah.
Track me, I would have lost
So
by big time.
if everything you're saying, they're hearing it 7 seconds late. I'm hearing it in real time.
Now, Sal's Canadese. He's a Patronese from Canadese. He's Canadian. Just got married not too long ago. Happily.
It's going to be a big. Thank you guys for all your donations today. I want to use them to go to the post office and ship all this stuff out. Big post office bill on the way. All right, so we got one left, I think. Yep, last one. Let's see. Junior, you got someone you want to pick?
Let me go through.
All right, last one. Michael, you want to
Who was the
pick?
guy? Fat Irish. He was trying to get one, I think. Is he supporter?
Somebody like who's one of our like originals? First time, been here since day one. Who's been one of our day ones?
I see Ali Bizu in here. He's a good supporter, is he?
I'm trying to think. Somebody that has.
Somebody said send the last one to Sammy. You should do that. That'd be a good one.
I'm going to send him the bill. He won't pay as usual anyway.
That's one. We got one left.
All right, let's save one till when we really close it down.
Okay.
How's that? Just in case.
Okay.
Let's see.
Grind Jr. has one. Grind, you have Rhonda. You have one
But
already.
she don't have a signature one. But it's already signed. We signed it already. It wasn't signed, the one she got before.
No, she's asking
I'm
down.
trying to see.
I don't think she realized we sent it.
Cigar guy, Jesse, Top Gangsters. I wonder if there's any supportive content creators that have been very supportive to us?
There's
Who's been the most supportive creator?
OC Shorty. He gave us a lot of subscribers when he made those videos. If you want to be truthful.
let's see. How about Joe Braveshead?
No, I think
Is Joe in here? I think Joe, yeah. You know what?
Joe's great. And we had one of our other patronees hook up with him in Georgia, around Atlanta area.
Okay. Big Shot says he's been a supporter since the Black Hand.
I've seen Big Shot around for a long time.
What do we have I can sign for him? Is there no more aprons here? I have some at home, but Big Shot, send me your email, brother.
We'll get something to you.
We'll get something to you.
Make some more pictures tomorrow.
Yeah, so send me your email, and I'll send you one.
We'll squeeze some more people, make some more pictures tomorrow.
Michael, you said this would happen too. You said somebody will come in and say, RJ, I want you to sign it too. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Yes, Jesse Roth, I will sign it. Very nice of you. I always tell Michael, you're the star of the show. And no one wants my signature. They want your signature. Mine just gets in the way.
I tried to talk him into him signing with me. He told me no.
No, I said no. I said I want Michael to sign it. If I was on the end of you guys watching and the host next to Michael, I don't want the host's signature. I just want Michael's. So I always think how you guys would think. All right. 1 year anniversary. That was a good show.
Excellent. I hope everybody's happy to be here with us. I know you are. You wouldn't be here. That's simple, right? We wish you all the best. Thank you again for the support. And hopefully you can do this again next year with a bigger audience. We appreciate everything he's done here. Keep me motivated.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate the first year. It's been I measure it as a success. We plan on going. We got a lot of things we have planned for our year going into the next year. We're not going nowhere. There'll probably still be a buzzing fly. The fly.
I'm just hanging around.
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Fly. I'm just hanging around. Oh, that's it.
So thank you, guys. Go ahead, Junior.
Yep. I want to thank everybody for coming. I had a lot of fun. And hopefully we can do it again next year. That'll be the goal, I guess, for this year.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Be healthy. God bless. And if anybody wants to stick around, you never know. Maybe we pop on a quick live later on for people that can stay up. Maybe we'll do something in the back when we're smoking a cigar. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
You.
Peace and love.